deal with that. Somebody's got the setting. It's not me. One of you has wrong. Okay, everybody, here we go. Oh, wait, counting down. Yes, here we go. Hello, everybody. Today, this is going to be different. You're going to hear a little feedback, and I do apologize for that. But it's my turn. These folks right here are going to be interviewing me. Yeah, and I have no idea what they're going to ask, but I am open to answer anything you have. If you're watching live and you've got questions, type them in the comment on whatever platform you're watching this on. Type them in, and we'll share it out, and hopefully this will go well in my favor. So, okay, Steve, you want to start out?
Yeah, no problem at all. So, BJ, obviously, you're spending a lot of time interviewing other people. Tell us some of your background and your experience. Where do you come from? You know, what is all this about? Where did this start?
It started a long time ago, but my background is varied. As far as my interviewing skills and what I do as far as coaching and training, I've been doing that for 40 years. It comes from a place of personal development, and some of the mentors that I've had along the way. And this sounds like name dropping, but it gives you my credibility and my background and my training. But it comes from knowing and working with Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, John Maxwell. And after working closely with all those giants and legends, it has given me encouragement, and they have given encouragement to me along the way. And they're the ones who recommended that I go into this profession years and years ago. And believe it or not, some of them still follow me. So that's also kind of my credibility thing. They still pay attention to what I do. They comment every now and then. So it's an accolade for me, that what I teach and what I train is not only their thoughts, their opinions, but it's also a compilation of almost 60 years in business from what I've experienced and gone through. I have 3 college degrees, guys. I have it in human resources, I have it in accounting, and I have it in executive business management. So a lot of what I offer comes from my knowledge and expertise and training in those areas as well. Plus, I have worked in a variety of business settings. I have been in retail, manufacturing, um, insurance, nursing, law enforcement. So and there's a little more in there, but it also has led to my understanding, awareness of all these types of businesses that are offered out there, and I literally feel very comfortable about starting a conversation with people in those areas. I'm not an expertise, and some of them I haven't worked in years, but I do have a basic fundamental foundation knowledge about what they're about. So I can feel comfortable about starting a conversation with them.
Yeah, brilliant. And you just mentioned some of the best well-known speakers like Les Brown and a few others. Amazing people. So, with the courses that you're offering, why should people get involved in your courses?
Well, that's a very good question, Steve. Thanks. Because those courses he's referring to, everybody, start on Thursday at 12 noon Central Time. But the purpose isn't to get you to swing over to my opinion. This isn't my way of trying to get you to change things. This is based on surveys I conducted. This is based on my research. This is based on my 60 years experience. There is an evolution taking place. A lot of business owners are not paying attention to what's happening. And the results after I compiled of my research, I interviewed 2,700 individuals over the last 2 years. And the research I have accumulated comes from well-known, very solid areas like Harvard School of Business, Wharton School of Business, London School of Economics, Stanford Business, um, Bureau of Labor and Statistics, all these. And when you compile what they're saying about what's happening now in today's business culture, post pandemic, and what my findings are, and when you put them together, they're like this. They're matching. So the consumer and the business owner are far apart. You're not listening to each other. You're not paying attention. And the whole purpose of these classes that I'm offering is to help you understand the culture today. This isn't trying to get you to buy a service or plug into this particular software or anything. It's not, there's no upselling, there's no anything. This is just sharing information, timely information that as a business owner in today's culture, you need to understand. That's the whole premise behind it. And we're going to be talking, yeah, we're going to be talking about areas nobody goes into as a business owner. We're going to be talking about, do you understand soft skills? And if you do, how good are you at them? And how many of them do you need to add and learn? We're going to be talking about how to do your own internal audit. Now, that does include numbers, but it's an easy, understandable way to set a roadmap that will tell you what you need to do, what you need to add, what you need to delete, and how to best use your business money, not your personal money. We're going to be talking about interpersonal skills, intercultural skills. We're going to be talking about networking. We're going to be talking about critical thinking, problem solving, how to communicate in a more effective manner. All these things we're going to be talking about each month. So hopefully, as we go through the year, you can add or not. You can apply them or not. That's your option. I'm not encouraging you to do that. It's just your choice. And if you think that that might help, then do so. And there's plenty of resources out there you can go to. And if you ever need to name for something, let me know. I've got lots of connections.
Cool.
But
So,
yeah,
quite a few of the training sessions I've done before, like I've done Grant Cardone's, I've done a few others. So when we normally find like when the world speakers does like a course, a lot of people just go for like the modules. It might be a module on maybe marketing or outreach strategy, or it could be graphic design, brand awareness. So with what you're doing, why should people pay attention to what you're doing? Are you looking for? Is it like a whole course, step by step, or is it all in one? How is it working, BJ?
you can register, and registration is required, but you can register month by month. It's only $20. I'm not charging those outrageous prices that anybody out there. This is not a webinar. This is not a seminar. And as I said, you will get no upsells on the back end. This is just merely information. But it's $20 a month. And if you choose to go that route, you have to register each month. However, because I'm very conscious about people's budgets and money, and I know it's tight. Not a lot of business owners have a lot of money left. Um, so if you are interested and want to pay for the whole year, let's help you save $80 and sign up for the whole year for $160, and that's for the whole year. And then you still can come and go as you please. I mean, that's your choice. That's how you spend your money. I mean, that's basically, you spend $160. You the wise thing would say, I want to go to all 12.
Yeah.
But there are times that schedules alter and you can't maybe make one. I will record them, but I will only send recordings to those who register and have paid. So this isn't going to be available to the public. It's if you register and you don't or aren't able to attend the class, then I will send you the recording and you can catch up.
So for $106 a year, theoretically, that's from $15 a month, because they're theoretically getting a third off if they book now for the whole year.
Yeah, actually, it comes to about $13 a month is what they're getting. So and I challenge you to go out there and find something like this that I'm offering for $13 a month, guys.
Yep.
It's not done. And
No.
and the question has always been asked to me, you're not charging enough. That's not what you should be charging, what you're worth. And I
Well,
want
yeah.
it clear. I want it clear. That doesn't matter to me. I'm more about helping you. Money, as far as profit and everything goes, I'll be honest, I'm not making anything off of this, because you have to understand I put in 2 years worth of time into this. And then going each month and offering, and the classes will be about an hour, at max hour and a half. And I do want to add one more thing. If there is a topic that garners a lot of questions and conversation, and they want more or they need better explanation, I will make available on a separate Zoom link. I will make available a class either the next night or the next week, and we'll keep talking about it until next month's topic. We will keep talking about it as many nights as you want to talk about, at no extra cost. We will
So
connect.
you know what, BJ? I mean, as I'm asking questions and I'm hearing you give the answers, I'm thinking more and more questions. So one of the other questions is, sometimes people can go on courses, take it in mentally, but don't write it down. And if they don't write it down and take it in properly, they don't implement it in their business. So when you do your sessions, will you be sending out workbooks for people to take notes and all that sort of stuff as well?
No, these will be interactive. I
Okay.
want I want my guest, and these people who sign up, to actually get involved at the moment. That's the best way to learn.
Okay.
It sticks in your brain. You do have time right then, or should have time to write it down, and then ask questions. And then you can always message me afterwards, follow up questions. I'm open to however it is best that you learn, because again, the whole point of it is that you take away some, at least a little flicker.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to persuade you to follow my beliefs or my opinions. I just want you to say, oh wait, yeah, somebody said that the other day. That makes sense. Maybe I need more information. Reach out to me. I'll have a conversation with you. I hesitate to say this, but fill in my schedule, guys, would you please? I don't have a lot of time on my schedule. There's not a lot of empty, but I will be willing to meet you in the morning. There are days I'm up at 3 a.m. If that meets your time, I'll get up. I'll set the alarm at 3 a.m. This
Yeah.
is free to you. So I'm paying it forward. I really am, Steve. I'm paying it forward for all the people who have invested time and energy in me, who have taught me, and now I want to give back to the world. This is how I share.
I think if we can fill in your schedule, we'll buy you a domain name called busybee.com. So obviously, a lot of the information that you're looking at, kind of really giving to a lot of the businesses, I take it. Really, your main kind of catchment is new businesses, startup businesses. But what about, for example, someone who's been running a business for a few years, doing quite well, now wants to start scaling up or taking on staff, or maybe someone who's coming to the end of their business cycle, looking at selling it? Could they? Would they be welcome to your calls as well, or is it just for startup?
Absolutely. In fact, I encourage everyone you just mentioned, because what I have discovered is a lot of businesses who have been around for 5, 10, 20 years have gotten lazy, and they've gotten complacent, and they're not focusing on the current trends. So they say, I've lost business. Nobody's coming back to my page, or nobody's paying attention to what I'm doing, and I can't seem to get traction anywhere. There's a reason for that. It's not the recession. It's not the economy. It's not the increases. It's you. You haven't done what you needed to do, and sometimes you may have a skill, but how current is that skill? Do you need to upgrade? Do you need to improve? Do you need to be better at what it is? Since COVID, things have changed in business drastically.
Yeah.
And if you are not doing what it takes to stay current and aware and be knowledgeable about, again, maybe in your business, you got to know when maybe you need to make some changes. And as business owners, nobody wants change. We hate change. We get comfortable in what we've been doing. But if you're losing clients and you're not getting those big contracts and you're not seeing all the you're not meeting their goals that you set, you got to ask your question why. And the problem is, most often than not, it's you. You're not applying there's certain things. You're not improving skills. You've got to know when to make that adjustment, that shift that's taking place.
So my biggest why question then is, how do you think you could help me in my business?
Well, I need to talk to you. I need to learn what your business is, what your goals are, what your strategy and your plans are before I can solve that problem.
Yeah.
And if you come to me and say, well, I really don't have one or I don't know, that's the problem. That's the problem, guys. So then we need to have a longer conversation and do what I call a deep dive. We need to have you sit down with me and let's go over all of these things. And you can't be wishy-washy. You've got to know what it is you plan on. Otherwise, your customers are going to be wishy-washy, you know, and you got to learn how to communicate effectively. And that's a big problem with a lot of people in business right now. And that goes to those interpersonal skills. You know, how good are you at problem solving? How good are you at critical thinking? All that takes place inside a business. And
Yeah.
if you're not good at it, you're not going to go anywhere.
Do you also teach people to work on their business, not just in their business? Because I mean, obviously, I meet a lot of people every day, like networking and out of networking. You know, they're all kind of coming up with new ideas and running a business, but they're not working their business to work for them as such. You know, there's a lot of people who like, you know, if they had to have a week off for some maybe a reason, like their mum's in hospital or something, the business wouldn't work if they weren't there full time. So do you help people to work on their business, not just within the paperwork as such?
I do. And there's a couple of things, little quotes that I'm going to be using throughout this whole course. Two of them is, if you are swimming with the goldfish in a small little aquarium, isn't it time to go looking for deeper waters? I mean, if where you are is stagnated, you're not growing, you're not seeing that profit that you set out as a goal. Again, why aren't you? So now you have to up your game sometimes. And that's not easy. That's not easy. The other thing is woulda, coulda, shoulda, never made profit.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there complacent where you know they're starting a business, they're running a business is going okay,
Hmm.
covering all the costs, might not be viable to take maybe a lifestyle holiday out of there, but they're quite content. So, what would you say to people who are kind of just doing the day-to-day routine without
Fall,
exploring possibilities?
fall back in love with your business. You started a business. So let's talk about your why. And everybody in business always says that word. What's your why? But you had to have a motivating push to start. And if that start was all about just money, you know, I just want to earn a little extra money, we need to have a conversation again because the truth is, the hard truth is, your business isn't about you. Your business is about your consumer and what you provide that they want. And again, a lot of business owners say, this is what I want. It's not about what you want, it's about what you need. And you need that consumer to stay viable, sustainable, and profitable. And
Yeah,
if you are not meeting that consumer's need, then you need to rethink, replan, re strategize, re innovate, invigorate, remotivate yourself.
you know what?
That's what I do.
When I had the entertainment agency, I had three catalogs. So the first one was like a little cover. I printed off my own sheets, put them inside, and the next one was better. And then the third one was an amazing catalog. But you know, sometimes looking back at my original one, it was embarrassing. But then you learn by what you're doing, and I think a lot of it as well. People word their business for the customers, or all the information to send out. They word it how they think their business is run, not how the customer will perceive it. And I think it's the word. the idea is getting, you know, things on paper, on emails to your customers, how they want to read it, not how you want to write it. And where you say the business is not about us, it's the customer. Theoretically, people are coming to you because it's you, not what you do. They you know, they get the trust in you, not your business. So I think just having a course on that could be an amazing thing.
There again, compiled again from my survey, talking to both customers and business owners, and from all this research I've done, there is a very startling fact, and nobody as a business owner likes to hear it. And it's the fact that you are doing what you want in your business. You think you want that new piece of software. You think you want that new AI. You think you need that or this or that, when the fact of the matter is, no, you don't. You just need to get back to the basics, the fundamentals, the actual falling in love with what you started out doing. And if you can't afford it, and that's why we're going to be talking about your numbers. If you can't afford it right now, then don't spend the money. You don't want to operate a business in the red. I mean, nobody wants that. But at the same time, you have to understand that if you're not meeting what your customer wants, and you're focusing on what you want, you're never going to go anywhere. So you have to balance. Yeah, I'm not saying that people like social media managers, website developers, coaches, trainers aren't important, because they definitely are. But are those the people you need for your business at the moment? You can wait 6 months, build up a better, profitable business margin, and then go back and get those things.
Yeah.
People think they have to be on all social media platforms, but here's the problem: we're chasing the likes, the followers, and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, they don't put money in your pocket. Actual work, connectivity, the know, like, and trust is what actually makes your profit. It's not about the 1 million followers on YouTube. I mean, they make it attractive because then once you reach a certain level on YouTube, you now can sponsor your YouTube channel, and now you can draw more money. But don't go there at the moment if you can't afford to do 5 videos a week, or 10 a day, or whatever it is that a certain platform requires. I know on Instagram, for instance, everybody's into hashtags, and they are important for the algorithm, whatever platform you're on. But on Instagram, you have to have at least 30 hashtags and at least 10 to 12, sometimes 15 videos a day. So if you're focusing on doing that on one platform, you're forgetting all the others, and that's where your money's at. So
Yeah.
you've got to balance.
I think a lot of it is understanding where your target market is. You know,
Yeah,
if all
exactly.
if all the businesses that you want are on TikTok, for example, then spend half your day on TikTok. You know, but I think what you're saying about if you haven't got time, I think social media is an important thing, because at the end of the day, whether it's brand awareness or getting your message out there,
Mhm.
you know, you might have the best thing ever, but if you don't spend time where your target market is, again,
Mhm.
you're sitting there with an empty diary.
Well,
So
again, the current culture is all about videos. So if you're wasting your time doing memes and posting all kinds of little flyers, you're not reaching your audience, which is why my other thing that I provide is called Goosebump Moment Presents. And that is where I do just what we're doing right here. I take the business owner, we do a 30-minute interview, and we talk about your business, why you started it, what you provide, where you're located at, what are you looking for from the consumer. It's about standing out, standing up, getting noticed, let people know you are in existence. The competition is fierce out there, and people prefer watching, even if it's a 30-minute video. People prefer watching that than reading a long post on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn. People don't want to do that. It's a video is something they can listen to while they're doing something else.
Mm.
And that actually garners, believe it or not, more attraction, more attention to you as a business owner. So anybody who's interested in doing a 30, my host right here today has been on my show, and the other lady that was here with us as well, she's been on my show. That's what these interviews are all about. It's you. You have to get noticed. You can't just do it once or twice a week. And it's more encouraging if you get comfortable during doing videos that you personally do a 4-minute video. Talk about you, talk about your experiences, talk about how much fun this class was, or oh my God, I learned so much from attending this. Share. People like to see the inside of other people. We're kind of visual voyeurs is what I call them.
Yeah.
We like watching what other people are doing.
And they
So
also like seeing people's success as well. And I think that's a big thing. You know, if you've taken on your 100th customer or it's your first customer, you're proud of it. Hey, spread the word.
yeah,
Tell them.
exactly. And as a business owner, please, please, please support your other business connections. And so if they make a post on your page, just comment like brilliant or love it and like it. And then you share it out to your connections, your tribe, your connection. That's how we support each other. And that's something a lot of small business owners are not doing. We say we do, but we're only doing one or two.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take 3 seconds to hit the share button. Brilliant. Hit the share button and it's done. I mean, it takes no time at all. So, and praise and make comment. If you've been personally involved in their services or product, make a small comment. I have used this product for months or years. I love it and I highly recommend it. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
nobody's involved in doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important. And that's why both of these platforms, the classes that are coming up beginning on Thursday and the interviews that I do, again, it's all about helping you. Let me give you a real quick statistics. In March of 2021, we had, and this is a comparable number because I did compare it both UK and in the States. There's just a few little, I mean, like this difference. In March of 2021, we had 837,000 businesses registered with the IRS on the payroll, on the tax rolls. 1 year later, to the day, March of 2022, that number had dropped to 417,000. Now, everybody says, oh my God, that's a huge waste. It is a waste. And that is something I don't want you to become, is a statistic. However, that should speak volumes to you. That should raise that little light bulb in your head that said, oh my God, why did they lose? Why did we lose that many?
Well, it was COVID, wasn't it?
Only the first 8 months of that number was COVID. The rest of it as we came back out, it's because COVID changed business. COVID changed the face of how business is done.
I think a lot of it is also as well, BJ, is the governments around the world were paying people a furlough money to not go to work, and obviously when we came out of COVID, that money stopped. And I think a lot of it was that as well. People just couldn't afford, they
They
stopped getting help from the government, and the customers weren't there anymore. So
Well, again, they went back when businesses started coming back. They went back to how it was done post or pre-pandemic. Pandemic changed everything, the face, how the customers perceive it, and we didn't adapt. We didn't adjust. We just went back doing business as normal. So yeah, you're going to lose customers. Yeah, you're going to lose followers. Yeah, you're going to lose attraction. And if you aren't adjusting for that shift, again, nobody's to blame but you. You're not paying attention. You're not listening. And that is part and parcel why it is. But on the same time, those businesses who just jumped in during COVID and started a business didn't understand how it works. They didn't do their numbers. They didn't do their market research. They didn't figure out who their target market was. They didn't set out a budget. They didn't understand how to market, branding and marketing works. They didn't understand all the inside of business. They just jumped on because somebody said, "Hey, you're good at that. Why don't you start a business?" Again, those likes, those memes, those followers, all those posts on all the social media platform is not going to put money in your pocket unless you understand how business works. It's not going to do you any good. So you got homework to do. You got
So,
homework.
so you start the course on Thursday.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm based in the UK, in the Midlands. What time is it UK time?
UK time, it is at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It actually begins here in the States at 11 or at 12 noon Central,
Okay.
which would be 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. And I did that for that very reason, because those are times that are best suited for people coming on and getting involved.
Yeah.
And again, in the UK, 6 p.m. it's after dinner. The kids are all home, and
Yeah.
you've got time. You can breathe. So that's why it's 12 noon Central on Thursday. It is at 6 p.m. UK. And if you are interested, I cannot put the link for registration on here. It's not linkable. But if you're interested and want to know more, just reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook at Goosebump Moments. You can find me on LinkedIn under Lady BJ.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, actually.
So one more question then, BJ, before we go. Obviously, I'm not quite sure how long we got, but so obviously your courses are starting on Thursday, and you mentioned obviously about getting to know the people before, so you can understand them to find out what kind of help they want and what direction to help them with.
Mhm.
What about, for example, you might have a few people listening to this who are thinking, you know what, I want to come on Thursday, but BJ doesn't know me yet. Can they still come on Thursday, or do they need to have that one-to-one with you first? Where are people on that list?
Yes, we can work through it. I mean, the first class is generally an introductory, know each other and discovering what it is you expect from all of this and what I am going to be delivering. Uh, the only requirement I have, again, if they want to come on Thursday, the only requirement I have is that you register and that you pay your $20. And again, that payment is important. And that's a protection for you, because again, if you register month after month or for the whole year and you miss a class, you still get your $20 worth, because I will send you the recording.
Yeah.
But I cannot send that recording unless you have registered and paid. I don't this is for people who want to know and learn. This isn't for about any willy-nilly just wanting to come on and and say I was a part of. I want
So,
people to benefit.
so in the UK time, then, if they're not available at 6 o'clock but want to get involved in your course, they can still book a one-to-one, learn about what you're doing, pay their $20, and get the video sent to them with you also directing them in what their problems they've got in their business, not just a general conversation. Perfect.
Correct.
But
Correct.
it's great when the shoes on the other foot, because I know last time you interviewed me. So brilliant. Well done.
Well,
Congratulations. You passed the test. Well done.
well, thank you. I always like passing tests. Uh, but yes, thank you, Steve, for taking the time to agree to do this. It is important, again, because I've been around for so long. People kind of, I don't talk about my background and my education, my experience, and everything that I can provide. Um, and it's kind of nice to let people know that I'm not just some pretender out here. I actually have some credibility. I have some credibility and some substance behind me. I am in somewhat pedigreed. Um, so it's not that I'm just talking off the top of my head or out of my backside. I know what I'm talking about. I do bring all kinds of stuff to the table. So that's that, I mean that's just because I'm not because I'm not out there. I'm not a Tony Robbins, or I'm not a Brian Tracy, or I'm not a Jim Rohn or a Les Brown. Just, that doesn't mean I have no value. And I want people to understand. you're wasting a lot of money sometimes in chasing those people. Not that they don't have something worthwhile. I've used them. I know the value of what they offer. But the fact is, there's people out there who have trained with those, just like I have, but you don't know who they are because you're not following them. You're only following the name. And there's a lot of unknown names out there that can provide so much more.
Yeah, I think the names we know are all people who know what they're doing, but also want to be a well speaker. So there's also a lot of people out there who know what they, can help businesses, but don't want that well speaking thing. Just want to teach and train. So there's a difference. But as I said, I've done Grant Cardone, absolutely amazing. But I'm liking the sound of what you're offering. And so I'm looking forward to meeting everyone on Thursday at 6 o'clock UK time.
Cool. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your time.
Big
Good questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think I wrote all them down within about 3 minutes of saying, Steve, can you do it? So
you may have an alternative career. Not that you already don't need a career, but you may have an alternative career. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank Kat for coming in and watching and listening. And Steve, thank you again so much. Get a hold of me, guys, if you want to find out more about these classes coming up. Facebook and LinkedIn. You can find me everywhere. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.